NLWN-TV presents the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Now, join us as we get ready for baseball in the dugout.
Hello, and welcome to today's edition of In the Dugout. Rick Olson here in the NLWN-TV studios. And we're getting ready to bring you all the action of today's Chippewa River Baseball League doubleheader as the 18-10 Eau Claire Cavaliers, who are 12-6 in the CRBL, take on the Eau Claire Bears, who are 17-9 overall, as well as 14-4 in the CRBL. Now, a sweep today and the Cavaliers would move up to the third playoff spot in the CRBL. The Cavaliers are coming off a 9-2 victory over the Eau Claire Rivermen last Wednesday, while the Bears were walked off by the Osseo Merchants 4-3 in the 10th inning, also on Wednesday. Now, coming up in this edition of In the Dugout, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the Cavs and the Bears. Then we'll get Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister's outlook on today's game in the Ryan Bemnister Show. Following that, with the playoffs beginning on Wednesday, we'll take a quick look around the Chippewa River Baseball League to see where things stand. And we'll also take a moment to get to know one of this season's Cavalier players in Cavalier Profile. Finally, we'll bring you all the play-by-play action of today's doubleheader from Cinder City Park in Altoona. So it's time to get ready for some baseball action, and we'll do just that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Very shortly, the Eau Claire Cavaliers will take on the Eau Claire Bears in a CRBL doubleheader that will wrap up the regular season for both teams. Now, on Wednesday, the Cavaliers earned a spot in the CRBL playoffs with a 9-2 win over the Eau Claire Rivermen. The Cavs jumped on top in the first inning when Sam Knickerbocker hit an RBI single to center field.
Miller delivers, and it's a fly ball out into center field. It's going to fall in. And to score is Erickson, and everybody else moves up one base. So it's an RBI single to center field for Sam Knickerbocker.
The Cavaliers also picked up a second run in that inning when Brayton Tillman drew an RBI base on balls. The Rivermen came right back and picked up 2 runs of their own in the second inning, although both were unearned runs. The Cavaliers took the lead to stay in the third when Carson Windeshausen reached on a fielder's choice, allowing Cody Dayton to score. The Cavalier defense then stepped up with strong fielding, like turning this double play.
And the pitch. There's a hard shot to second, short to first for a double play, a 4-6-3 double play. Dayton to Erickson to Windeshausen, and the Cavaliers are out of the inning.
Cavs opened the game up in the 5th inning when, with 2 on, Trenton Palmer hit an RBI single to left, scoring Tillman. Now, due to a throwing error by Riverman pitcher Jonah Miller, the Cavaliers wound up with runners on second and third with a run in.
There's a shot that's going to do just that. Falls into left, rounding third, coming to the plate. There's a throw coming to the plate. It's cut off. Throw to second, and Windeshausen gets in, and the ball goes past second, and Windeshausen goes to third, and Palmer goes to second. It's an RBI single for Palmer. He went to second on the error by the pitcher who threw it to second base to try to get Windeshausen, and both those runners advanced because of it. Tillman came in to score, putting the Cavs on top 4-2.
Now that set up a big inning. Jerome Delakowski walked to load the bases. Caden Erickson drew an RBI walk to drive in the second run of the inning. That marked the end of the day for Miller, and with Wyatt Davis on the mound for the Rivermen, up stepped Xavier Bemnister.
Xavier Bemnister lines a shot out into center field. One run is in. Here comes another run into the plate to score. And in it safely at third is Erickson. So, 2 RBIs for Bemnister.
Then, with Bemnister on first and Erickson on third, that combination didn't disappoint and attempted a first and third double steal.
And Cade Mueller at the plate. And the runner goes, throw to second. Here comes Erickson towards the plate, and he got in there safely. He slid underneath the tag, and Erickson comes in as they work the double steal to perfection.
Defensively, the Cavaliers kept the Rivermen at bay by putting forth the extra effort of diving for balls.
And the pitch. Little looper, foul territory. Windeshausen. And he made the catch. Carson Windeshausen with a diving catch in foul territory.
Now, picking up the win for the Cavaliers was Eli Rathke, pushing his record to 5-0, while Andrew Milner came in to throw the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning to garner his first save of the season. The Eau Claire Bears come into tonight's game with an overall record of 17-9, and they are 14-4 in the CRBL. Now, following their walk-off loss at the hands of the Osseo Merchants last Wednesday by the score of 4-3 in 10 innings, another of those 9 losses came at the hands of the Cavaliers back on May 27th during the Billy Noss Memorial Game, where the Cavaliers topped the Bears 3-1. Now, so far this season, the Bears are being led at the plate by Hunter Ginther, who's swinging the bat at a .486 pace, including 4 doubles and a home run. Ginther, along with Jim Till, is leading the Bears in scoring with 16 runs scored each. Drew Salyers is hitting .418, which is leading the Bears with hits with 23, including 15 doubles and 2 home runs. Todd Lasher at .385, Tyler Plitzner at .351, and Jack Sandvik at .343, and Blake Johnson at .327 round out the Bears hitting over .300. On the mound, Ginther is the workhorse for the Bears with 36 2/3 innings pitched. He's earned a 5-0 record with 1 save and has tallied a 2.21 ERA. Chevy Tollefson has the lowest ERA among the regular pitchers for the Bears, with an ERA of 2.11 in 34 innings pitched. Now, thus far this season, the Cavaliers are being led at the plate by Sam Knickerbocker, who's swinging the bat at a .378 average. Knickerbocker is 34 for 90, including 6 doubles and 17 RBI. He's followed by Brayton Tillman, who's hitting at .324 with 4 doubles, 17 runs scored, and 14 RBI. Xavier Bemnister at .321 and Cody Dayton at .314 round out the Cavaliers hitting at .300 or better. Caden Erickson, who's hitting just below .300 at .294, leads the Cavaliers in runs scored with 24, along with the team leading 7 doubles. And Xavier Bemnister has added another 20 runs. On the mound, the Cavaliers are being led by Andrew Milner, who has a record of 7 wins and 2 losses and a save, with an ERA of 1.87 in 67 1/3 innings pitched, while striking out 84. Right behind him is Eli Rathke, who has a 5-0 record, including 3 complete games and a whip of 1.41, with 42 strikeouts in 44 2/3 innings pitched. Cooper Dykes is posting a 3-1 record with an ERA of 3.00 in 24 innings pitched. As a closer, Tyson Woodcock has pitched 19 innings, allowing only 1 earned run for a record of 1-0 with 4 saves and an ERA of 0.47. The Cavaliers have had complete game performances by Milner with 4, Rathke with 3, along with Jackson Vance and Mason Yarrington with 1 each. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to find out Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister's thoughts on today's game in the Ryan Bemnister Show. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
Colfax High School football action is coming your way on NLWN-2. Coming up on Friday, August 23rd, the Colfax Vikings will travel to Whitehall High School to take on the Whitehall North. Coverage begins at 6:40 p.m. with Viking preview. That's live Colfax Viking football on Friday, August 23rd on NLWN-TV.
The Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire presents The Ryan Bempnister Show, where Cavalier manager Ryan Bempnister gives us his perspective on today's game. And now, The Ryan Bempnister Show.
Once again, we're at the Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire and talking with Cavalier manager Ryan Bempnister. And Ryan, today the Cavaliers will get to wrap up the regular CRBL season by taking on the Eau Claire Bears. Before we get to that game, let's take a look back at Wednesday when the Cavaliers topped the Eau Claire Rivermen 9-2. Your thoughts about that game?
Oh, we had really good pitching. We had two guys that threw for us. Eli started the game, did his job, but what we asked him to do, we wanted to keep him right around 80 pitches, and that's right around where he was to the sixth. And then Andrew came in and just finished the game off for us, which was the plan in place, which was really nice. And we kept him at about 40 pitches. We wanted to kind of keep those guys fresh for this weekend's games and stuff like that. And then the bats came alive. Unfortunately, it took a little time. I'd hate to know how many guys we left on base, but it seems like we left.
Yeah, it was about 13, if I remember my numbers right.
Yeah, but still to score as many runs as we did. What was it, 9 runs that game or whatever? It was good. But we left the bases loaded a few times with some opportunities with some guys up there, and it is what it is. But we scored enough to win.
Well, with that win, the Cavaliers locked up a playoff spot in the CRBL, and it seemed as if the players had kind of, just from my observation, shifted into playoff mode with an increased level of energy for that game. Am I seeing that right? And if so, what was the attitude of the players in that game?
It was. They knew what the goal was. I think a few of them were a little upset that we dropped one to Chippewa on Sunday with just only 3 hits in the second game. I think they were mad at themselves. Chippewa being a good team and stuff. It was a good battle, but I think they were just a little frustrated with that, and they wanted to let it kind of out. And unfortunately for the Rivermen, they kind of let their energy out on them. They were in a different kind of attack mode. You could see the approach at the plate with some of the guys, which worked out for a couple and didn't work out so good for some. But they had the energy that we had for a few games earlier in the season. For big games, they always seem to get up for the big game, and I really enjoyed it. And we had the YMCA kids there. I think that having some little tykes running around had kind of give them a little shot in the arm for some motivation too to win for those kids.
Of course, they're all heroes when that happens.
Yeah,
autograph signing and
it was all game long. Those guys wouldn't. The little kids were tossing baseballs over. Our guys were having fun. It was good. It was really good to see. I was happy to see some of the kids, really, really get aggressive play. I was happy at the top of the order. They got on base 11 times for our middle part and our bottom part to drive them in, which worked out really well for us. And we keep doing that, we're going to win a lot of games.
Now today, the Cavaliers will have the opportunity to take on another of their crosstown rivals in the Eau Claire Bears. Talk to us about the Bears.
It's a rivalry game. It's a big. It should be a single game, but scheduling things early in the season, we had to switch it to a doubleheader, which is kind of disappointing at the end of the year to have a doubleheader before you go into the playoffs. But no, they're a really good team. They've hit the crap out of the ball. They got good pitching. They had 9 All-Stars this year or something like that, something crazy number. They're always motivated to beat us. It's one of those fun little, Brewer Cub, Packer Bear type thing. It's fun for the rivalry type.
Yeah,
of
almost
thing.
More like White Sox Cubs.
Yeah, well, there's a little anger in there. Yeah, so no, but it's a good fun. We know the guys are. It's a good group of guys over there. It's just on the field. It's going to be, it's going to be a battle.
Now the Cavaliers did defeat the Bears 3-1 back in May for the Billy Noss Memorial game. That game didn't count in the CRBL standings. But that was early in the season. How have the Cavs changed, and how do you suspect the Bears have changed since that game?
Well, the Bears got better with their bats. They were struggling a little bit early in the season with their bats a little bit. Same with us. We were struggling just to find our way with where we're going to bat guys in the order and who was going to be the driving force, and we were moving guys around. So I think both teams have now morphed into what they should be for all of the season here, and I think both teams are better hitters and they have better pitching than they did at the beginning of the year. And that's another one of those, that game is probably the most meaningful game outside of a playoff game for both the Cavs and the Bears too. So you got to take into consideration that part of it too with that Billy Noss game.
Now, this game has a little added meaning because should the Cavaliers find a way to sweep the doubleheader today, they will move up to the number 3 seed and would face the Tilden Tigers on Wednesday. Otherwise, they'll be facing the Osseo Merchants down in Osseo. In addition, although it's a really slim chance, should the Cavs sweep today, they would keep alive the possibility of maybe even hosting the CRBL championship game on Saturday. Your thoughts?
Unfortunately, there is no possibility of us moving up. I had some conversations with the board the other day. Our tiebreakers in the CRBL are labeled as forfeits first, then head-to-head. And if you remember early in the season, we forfeited to Osseo. So all of that would be great if we didn't forfeit a game.
Right.
Yeah, so unfortunately, forfeiting the game, the best we can do is tie the Bears, and the Bears would then hold the tiebreaker, and we would stay in the 4 spot.
Okay, so it's not head-to-head first.
No, it's not head-to-head first. I was under the impression that it was head-to-head, and then I went and looked at the rule books and kind of gave some phone calls to a couple guys and made sure that we were in the right spot so we knew what we had going on this weekend. Actually reached out to Blake over at the Bears too to let him know what the situation was because he was unaware of it also. I think everybody was unaware of it except for myself with what the tiebreakers were, and even I was wrong when I was looking at the tiebreakers or thinking about the tiebreakers. So, I mean, the game still means something because it's the Bears, but the unfortunate thing is we can't move up because of that forfeit.
So you're in the playoffs, and the adage is just get to the playoffs, and anything can happen.
And that's what we wanted to do, and that's okay with us. We're fine being a 4, we're fine being a 2, we're fine being a 3. It really, for the Cavs, the nice part is it doesn't matter who we play. They're always going to be ready to play.
In fact, I remember just a few years ago, the Cavs were the number 1 seed in the playoffs and got bounced that first in the Wednesday game. And so being number 1 is not a guarantee you're going to go anywhere. So being number 4 is not a guarantee that you're not going somewhere.
No. And these teams are all very evenly matched between, Osseo, Tilden, the Bears, and us. We all have really good pitching. We all have really good hitting. We all have really good defense. It's going to be a matter of who's got the best that day. And we've run into that in a lot of doubleheaders that we split, we just ran into a buzzsaw. Somebody had a good day. So we're going to hope that we have a good day, going on that wild card Wednesday. In all likelihood, we're probably going to be going to Osseo. That's not decided yet, but it probably will be Osseo, which will be the 3rd time we faced them this year. And again, because of the forfeit, I really only think we played them once, and we played a really good game against them. So it is what it is. I wish I would have looked at your little notes beforehand and tell you, I just keep forgetting about it because it's very frustrating.
Sure.
Because I knew at the beginning of the year that this forfeit was going to come back to haunt us a little bit. I was hoping it wouldn't be a big factor, which it isn't.
That said, though, is that going to affect the way you set up the pitching for this weekend, knowing you have Wednesday coming up?
Yeah, that was the silver lining. I mean, if you look at it, knowing what we know now is good going into this Bears game, especially for us and for Blake, because they've got playoff games too on Wednesday, against probably Tilden. We were both of us when we had our conversation, we're like, we're going full in, and I'm like, hey, just so you know, these 2 games realistically don't mean anything for the standings. It's just about pride and bragging rights. So we're going to approach him a little different, and he was happy that I mentioned that to him because obviously he wants to keep one of his best for Wednesday to go up against Tilden. We're going to want to do the same thing, we're going to want to just treat it a little bit differently. So, and that's just unfortunate, but it's the position we put ourselves in, and we're going to do what we're going to do.
So who's getting the call to the mound?
Well, it's going to be, like you like to say, the kitchen sink thing. But we're probably going to give Mace and Dalton Steele a couple of starts today. See if we can't run those guys deep. See if we can't get a little bit of lead, and then we're going to treat it like a bullpen day for all the other big guns that we've got with Millie and Rath and Cooper. And Tice and Jackson. We're going to give those guys like an inning apiece. So it'll be kind of nice just to change up the look for the Bears and maybe keep them off balance a little bit, and maybe we can get some runs and we can win both games just kind of doing a smorgasbord of pitching.
The patchwork quilt.
You betcha.
All right, well, Ryan, good luck on today's game, or games, I should say, and hopefully the Cavaliers can end the CRBL regular season on a high note.
That's the goal.
You've been tuned to the Ryan Bempnister Show presented by the Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire, with Cavalier manager Ryan Bempnister's outlook on today's game. Stay tuned. More of In the Dugout is coming right up.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
Welcome back to In the Dugout, as we're getting ready to bring you the Eau Claire Cavaliers taking on the Eau Claire Bears in a CRBL doubleheader, the results of which will determine what the matchups are in the CRBL playoffs that begin on Wednesday. Now, last Wednesday in CRBL action, the Cavaliers toppled the Eau Claire Rivermen 9-2, while the Tilden Tigers eliminated the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks from the playoff race by defeating the Jacks 12-3. The Augusta Athletics edged the Beef River Bullfrogs 12-9, and the Osseo Merchants took 10 innings to defeat the Eau Claire Bears 4-3. Now that leaves the CRBL standings coming into this weekend as follows. In the North Division, the Tilden Tigers at 15-3 have clinched the North Division title and now have a 6-game lead over the second place Cadott Red Sox, who are at 9-9. In third place are the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks at 9-10 and 6.5 games out. Fourth place belongs to the Jim Falls Sturgeons at 7-11, 8 out of first, while fifth place finds the Bloomer Woodticks at 1-17. In the South Division, the Osseo Merchants at 17-2 have now clinched the South Division crown and are 2.5 games ahead of the Eau Claire Bears at 14-4. The Eau Claire Cavaliers are sitting in third at 12-6 and 4.5 games off the pace. The Eau Claire Rivermen are in fourth place at 8-11, while the Augusta Athletics are in fifth at 5-14, and the Beef River Bullfrogs sit in sixth place at 4-14. Now, yesterday there were some makeup games for earlier rainouts, with the Tilden Tigers taking on the Cadott Red Sox in Cadott. The Jim Falls Sturgeons hosted the Bloomer Woodticks, and the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks traveled to Strum to take on the Beef River Bullfrogs. Now, those games were played after the recording of today's In the Dugout show, so we'll have to fill you in on those games during today's game. Today, the Chippewa River Baseball League will conclude the 2024 regular season with 6 games in 5 locations. In addition to the Cavaliers traveling to Cinder City Park in Altoona to face the Eau Claire Bears in a doubleheader, the Tilden Tigers will head to Bloomer to face the Bloomer Woodticks, and the Eau Claire Rivermen will host the Beef River Bullfrogs at Fairfax Park in Eau Claire. Meanwhile, the Augusta Athletics will travel to Osseo to take on the Osseo Merchants, and the Cadott Red Sox will take on the Jim Falls Sturgeons in Cadott. Now, as a result of Wednesday's play, we now know which teams will compete in the CRBL playoffs, although the matchups are yet to be determined. As things stand coming into this weekend, the number 4 seeded Cavaliers would face the number 1 seeded Osseo Merchants in Osseo, and the number 3 seeded Eau Claire Bears would travel to Chippewa Falls to take on the number 2 seeded Tilden Tigers. Now, coming up next, we'll get to know one of this season's Cavalier players on Cavalier Profile. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ballgame.
It's Chippewa River Baseball League playoff time, and the Cavaliers will open playoff action on Wednesday, July 31st at John Soine Field in Osseo, Wisconsin, when they take on the Osseo Merchants. Join us on NLWN-TV as we bring you all the action of this Chippewa River Baseball League playoff game. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:30 p.m., followed by live play-by-play action. That's the Cavaliers in the CRBL playoffs on NLWN-TV on Wednesday, July 31st.
Time now to get to know a Cavalier player on Cavalier Profile. We'll get to know a little better who plays on this year's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball team. And now, Cavalier Profile.
Today on Cavalier Profile, we're going to get to know Mason Yarrington. And Mason, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, different levels of baseball you've played, and so on.
So I'm from Colfax, Wisconsin, played on the Colfax team, and I just graduated this year. I'm 18 years old, and I plan to go to UW lacrosse next year. I've been playing baseball since I was little, played on a lot of Eau Claire teams coming up, and then playing for Colfax at high school.
And we got to see you do a few games there for Colfax,
yeah.
And although the team didn't have the success you were looking for, your work on the mound still shined through.
Yeah, I did pretty well.
Yeah. So when you're not playing baseball, what are some other things that keep you interested or occupied?
I like to fish, play video games, hang out with friends.
Okay. You know these are coming. Here's some rapid fire questions. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
It's always pie.
And what kind?
My grandma's apple pie.
You still haven't brought me a piece of that.
I know, I got to get it to you.
Burgers, brats, or hot dogs?
Burgers.
And what do you want on that burger?
Grilled onions, cheese, and some burger sauce.
Ooh, that sounds like a good burger. Okay. Favorite major league team?
The Brewers.
Okay, now think about this for a minute. If you could sit down and talk with a baseball personality, be it a player or some other baseball personality from any time in history, who would that be and why?
Probably Corbin Burns.
Okay.
So he could teach me how to throw his cutter and nasty curveball. He could teach me some of his ways.
Well, you've got a pretty decent curveball yourself, but okay. All right. If you had a superpower, what would it be and why?
Super speed, steal bases, make great plays in the field.
Okay. And of course, if you had that super speed, you have to have a superhero name to go with it. So what's Mason's superhero name?
I'm the Slim Reaper.
The Slim Reaper. All right. We're talking with Mason Yarrington today on Cavalier Profile. And how about a shout out to your family and friends who come to watch you at Cavs games?
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Hi, Grandma, Grandpa. Everybody's watching. Thanks for supporting me.
Hey, when people come to Cavalier games, remind us of what position you're going to be playing for the Cavaliers.
So I'll pitch and probably play some second base, I would think.
And I noticed that they've already got you doing some courtesy running and just make use of the wheels out there on the base paths.
Yep.
All right. We want to thank Mason Yarrington for joining us today on Cavalier Profile. And coming up next, more of In the Dugout.
This has been Cavalier Profile, where we get to know a little better who plays on the Cavalier baseball team. Stay tuned, more In the Dugout coming right up.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right, as a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Today, the Cavaliers will have an opportunity to capture the number 3 seed in the CRBL playoffs when they take on the Eau Claire Bears. The Cavaliers currently hold the number 4 playoff spot. However, a sweep of the Bears, who are currently holding the number 3 spot, would give the edge to the Cavs and drop the Bears to the number 4 spot. The number 3 seed will face the Tilden Tigers in Chippewa Falls on Wednesday, while the number 4 seed will take on the Osseo Merchants in Osseo also on Wednesday. Therefore, the Cavaliers would very much like to earn that number 3 position. So, with that on the line, we have some exciting Eau Claire Cavalier baseball coming your way. Now, in just a moment, I'll be joining our broadcast crew at Cinder City Park in Altoona as we prepare to bring you today's Cavalier doubleheader against the Eau Claire Bears. That's coming up next. You've been tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
You've been watching the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Stay tuned! Coming up next is live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Slayton's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Slayton's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Slayton's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Slayton's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Slayton's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Eau Claire Cavalier baseball is on the air.
Fly ball out into center field. It's hit hard. It's hit long, and it's gone. A home run for Cole Hyman.
NLWN-TV proudly presents today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Join us while we follow the Cavaliers as they battle their way through the Chippewa River Baseball League.
Fly ball out into right field. This one's tagged, and it's out of here. Into the fan deck, a 2-run home run by Gabe O'Brien.
And now, out to the ballpark for Eau Claire Cavalier baseball.
And good afternoon, and welcome to Cinder City Park. We're at the Greg Bement Field, and we're getting ready to bring you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball as they're taking on the Eau Claire Bears in a prelude to the upcoming CRBL playoffs. And unbeknownst to us at the time, we realized that, well, let's put it this way. Don't ever let anybody tell you that early season games don't make a difference in the playoff race, because they most certainly do, because that very first game by the Cavaliers against the Osseo Merchants that the Cavaliers eventually had to forfeit simply by running out of players, did make a difference, because had that not happened, these two games today would have had a huge impact on the playoff race. As it stands, they're going to have absolutely no impact, as the Bears have locked up the number 3 seed and the Cavaliers have locked up the number 4 seed. But the Cavaliers and the Bears are very definitely crosstown rivals, and they are ready to play this game. And I'm sure we're in for a couple of good baseball games, because it is a doubleheader today. Let's quickly go through the lineups for today's game for the visiting Cavaliers. Leading off, playing shortstop, Caden Erickson. Batting second, playing center field, Xavier Bemnister. Batting third at third base, Cade Mueller. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, Sam Knickerbocker. Batting fifth and second base is Cody Dayton. Batting sixth and in left field is Brayton Tillman. Batting seventh and catching is Cole Tyman. Batting eighth, the extra hitter, Carson Windeshausen. Batting ninth and playing right field is Trenton Palmer. And batting 10th, the first baseman, Jerome Delikowski. On the mound for the Cavaliers is Dalton Steele. He comes into the game with a record of 1-2 and 11.57 earned run average. He's had a couple of kind of rough outings that have bumped up that earned run average. When he is on, he is very much on. For the Eau Claire Bears, leading off, playing shortstop, Hunter Ginther. Batting second, and in right field, Nate Kent. Batting third out in center field is Drew Salyers. Batting fourth in first base, Jack Sandvik. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Blake Johnson. Batting sixth, second base, Jim Till. Batting seventh and at third base is Tyler Plitzner. Batting eighth, the extra hitter, Joe Holling. Batting ninth, the left fielder, Tyler Astrike. And batting 10th, the catcher, Vinny Fonte. On the mound, Ryan Flock with a record of 3-2. 2.38 is his earned run average. Taking a look at the umpiring crew tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. It appears as though we have Paul Osman behind the plate and Rick Beyer out on the bases. And again, those
Lineups for the Cavaliers is Erickson, Bemnister, Mueller, Knickerbocker, Dayton, Tillman, Timon, Windeshausen, Palmer, Dilakowski. And for the Bears, it's Ginther, Kent, Salyers, Sandvik, Johnson, Till, Plitzner, Alling, A-Strike, and Fonte. Let's turn the microphones over to stadium announcer Steve Kent as he's going to give us the stadium's version of starting lineups and all the other things that we start a game with.
Thank you. Running State Stroke starting lineups. Beginning with Eau Claire Cavaliers. Leading off, playing shortstop, number 6, Hayden Erickson. Batting second, the center fielder, number 4, Xavier Bemnister. Batting third, playing third base, number 47, Cade Mueller. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, number 35, Sam Knickerbocker. Batting fifth, playing second base, number 25, Cody Dayton. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 11, Brayton Tillman. Hitting seventh and catching, number 19, Joel Timon. Batting eighth, the extra hitter, number 32, Carson Windeshausen. Batting ninth and playing right field, number 22, Trenton Palmer. And hitting 10th, the first baseman, number 44, Jerome Dilakowski. And pitching for the Cavaliers is number 24, Dalton Steele. The Cavaliers are coached by Ryan Bemnister, and he is assisted by Brian Meyer and Brian Page. Now, the Dave Strong starting lineup for your Eau Claire Bears. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 8, Hunter Ginther. Batting second, the right fielder, number 20, Nathan Kent. Batting third and playing center field, and forward, Drew Salyers. Hitting cleanup, the first baseman, number 17, Jack Sandvik. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 18, Blake Johnson. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 28, Jim Till. Hitting seventh, playing third base, number 23, Tyler Plitzner. Batting ninth, batting eighth, the extra hitter, number 22, Joe Halling. Batting ninth and playing left field, 14, Tyler A-Strike. Hitting 10th, the catcher, number 25, Vinny Fonte. And pitching for the Bears is number 2, Ryan Flock. The Bears are coached by Blake Johnson, and he is assisted by the captain, Dave Strauch. Let's give a warm welcome to our officials for today's game on the bases, Mr. Rick Beyer, and behind home plate, Sir Paul Osmond. Now, would you please rise if you're able and honor America by removing your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
And that's the playing of our national anthem here at Cinder City Park. Again, this is the Greg Bemet Field. There are, oh boy, let's see, what do they have here? 1, 2, 3, 4 different ball diamonds here at Cinder City Park. Most of them Little League and softball, but this is a full-size diamond.
Baseball.
And so that's where we're playing. This is a diamond that's near and dear to my heart. Many years ago, I coached a season of Babe Ruth baseball here on this diamond. At that time, it was just a skin infield. And so they've made some improvements as the years have gone by. Taking a look at the Eau Claire Bears defensively, Vinny Fonte behind the plate. Tyler Plitzner is out at third base. Hunter Ginther at short. Jim Till is at second, and Jack Sandvik is at first. Tyler Astrike is in left, and Drew Salyers is in center, and Nate Kent is in right. On the mound is Ryan Flock, comes into the game with an average, or with a record of 3-2 and a 2.38 earned run average. He's got 22 2/3 innings pitched, and in that 22 2/3, he struck out 19. And he has a whip of 1.18. So runners are not getting on in real large numbers against him. And the first one to test that theory is going to be Caden Erickson. Erickson is stepping toward the plate, and he's batting at 294 for the Cavaliers. Ryan Flock winds and delivers, and we're underway, and it's inside for a ball. Caden Erickson leading the Cavaliers in runs scored. He pops that one foul and out of play. And it's off the roof of the other concession stand. 2 balls. Or 1 ball, 1 strike. There's a fly ball out into left center field. It's going to fall in. Being cut off out there. Erickson trying for second, and he's in safely as the throw to second was overthrown. It gets away, and Erickson heads over to third. So Erickson's going to get credit for a double, and then he goes to third on the error on the throw.
Second for the Cavaliers. The center.
That was an error on Salyers. And there's a fly ball out into right field, coming in and making the catch. Erickson doesn't have the chance to try to score on that as Bemnister popped to right. Kent came in to make the catch. Cade Mueller comes to the plate batting 294. And there's a strike called to Mueller. And the pitch, that strike called on the inside corner. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Erickson on third. And the pitch. There's a ground ball. Erickson trying to score. They're going to get him at the plate. So Mueller's on a fielder's choice. And Erickson is out 5-2. So 2 down. Sam Knickerbocker at the plate, batting .378. That's a team leading .378. With 1 on, Mueller at first. Flock delivers. And there's a shot out into center field. Falls in. No, made the catch. I had an umpire walk right in front of me as he dove and made the catch. So hopefully Dan got a good view of that. That was Salyers coming in to make that catch. And the Cavaliers are down with no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left. We've played a half inning, and it's the Cavaliers nothing, and the Bears coming to bat.
Menominee Eye and Optical can help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract or LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eyewear for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality personalized care for you and your family.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ballgame.
It's Chippewa River Baseball League playoff time, and the Cavaliers will open playoff action on Wednesday, July 31st at John Soine Field in Osseo, Wisconsin, when they take on the Osseo Merchants. Join us on NLWN-TV as we bring you all the action of this Chippewa River Baseball League playoff game. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:30 p.m., followed by live play-by-play action. That's the Cavaliers in the CRBL playoffs on NLWN-TV on Wednesday, July 31st.
So, playoff action starts on Wednesday, and we'll have it for you right here on NLWN-TV. Taking a look at the Cavaliers defensively, we have Cole Timon behind the plate. Cade Mueller is at third. Caden Erickson's at short. Cody Dayton at second. Jerome Dilakowski is on first. Out in the outfield is Tillman, Bemnister, and Palmer going from left to right. Cole Timon behind the plate, and Dalton Steele on the mound with a 1-2 record, 11.57 earned run average. And stepping to the plate is Hunter Ginther. Comes into the game batting .486. And there's a ground ball foul. That was on the third base side. And the pitch. That was outside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. That pitch missed outside. 2 balls and a strike. Paul Osman behind the plate, calling the balls and strikes. To Hunter Ginther. 2 balls, 1 strike. Dayton delivers. Fly ball, or Dalton Steele delivers. And Kent laces it out into left field for a base hit. Up comes Nate Kent.
Batting second. Eau Claire Bears, right fielder number 20, Nathan.
Nate Kent batting second, playing right field, coming in hitting .333. And pitch. Lays down the bunt. Picked up, throw to first. And it pulls Dilakowski off the bag, and so everybody's safe. So that'll go in the book as a sacrifice bunt and then an error. And so now the Bears have 2 runners on. Ginther's at second, Kent is at first, Drew Salyer's at the plate batting .418. And that pitch is inside. And the pitch. Fly ball out towards left field. It's deep and it's foul ball. Just a couple feet foul off the fence. Dalton Steele has got to remember that's nothing more than a loud out. Or a loud strike, I should say. That pitch is outside. 2 balls and a strike to Drew Salyers. Paul Osman just signaled 1-1. And there is a pop foul out of play. So there's at least 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. Steele looking and delivers. That's low and inside. Now the count's even at 2-2. Well, now Paul Osman says 3-2. So the payoff pitch. Line shot out into center field for a base hit. Rounding third, coming in to score is Ginther. And the Bears take a 1-0 lead on a solid base hit by Drew Salyers. That'll bring up Jack Sandvik.
The first base.
Still nobody out. 2 runners on. Nate Kent is on second. Salyers on first. 1 run in. And the pitch. That's inside. One ball, no strikes. And Dalton Steele delivers. There's a line shot base hit out into left field. Rounding third, coming in to score is Nate Kent. And throw over to third. And they got him at third. They got Salyers at third. So it's a 7-2 to 5 put out. Actually 7 to 5 to 6 put out because that was Erickson. Well, at any rate, he's out. Salyers is out at third. Give Sandvik the RBI. And the first pitch is down low for a ball. So Sandvik got credit for a single to left. He went to second on the throw. Here's the pitch. Down low, ball 2. Blake Johnson at the plate. Player, manager for the Eau Claire Bears. And that was low for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes to Blake Johnson. 1 out. Runner on second. And there's a strike called. Dalton Steele's get me over pitch. 3-1 now is the count. And the pitch. That's low and away for ball 4. And Johnson drew the walk, and manager Ryan Bemnister is called time. He wants to go out and talk with Dalton Steele. As the Bears have runners at first and second now. Sandvik on second, Johnson on first. 2 runs are in.
Heading 6 for the Eau Claire Bears.
So Bemnister heads back to the dugout, and up to the plate steps Jim Till. Till batting .211. 2 on, 1 out, 2 in for the Bears. We're in the bottom of the first. There's a foul back to the backstop here. And the pitch. That was inside. Well, no, it got him. Got him down at the ankles. So now the bases are loaded with 1 out. That's going to bring up Tyler Plitzner. Plitzner batting .351. And the first pitch is a curveball strike. And Steele delivers. Swing and a miss, right to throw it on the first. And back in safely is Till. 1-2 is the count now to Tyler Plitzner. And it's a high fly ball out into center field. Bemnister moving in, and it falls to the ground. And everybody's safe. It fell right into the triangle between Dayton, Bemnister, and Palmer coming in, and dropped right in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle there and was not seen again. And all the runners are safe.
22.
Jack Sandvik came in to score. And Plitzner gets credit for a base hit with an RBI. Joe Holling, the extra hitter, and he lines one out to right field. 1 run's in. Here comes another one rounding third and in to score. And Holling is safe on first. And coming in to score was Blake Johnson and Jim Till.
Heading 9 for the Bears. Select fielder.
Plitzner is now on third. Holling is on first. And Tyler Astrike comes to the plate batting .204. And the pitch. There's a strike called.
Steele delivers. There's a ground ball over to second. Flip to short. Throw to first, and they didn't get him. So it's a fielder's choice for a strike. And Plitzner came in to score. Alling was out on the fielder's choice, 4-6, and give a strike the RBI. The catcher, Vinny Fonte, steps to the plate and throw down to first. And it throw gets out into right field. A strike didn't notice it until after it had come to a stop out there. Really didn't have a chance to try to get second. Six runs in by the Bears. In the bottom of the first inning. Dalton Steele delivers, swinging and a miss. A ball and a strike. And there's another strike. A ball and two strikes. And there's a shot out into right field, just stayed fair. And the throw comes back into the infield, but a strike ends up on third. So Fonte has a single out to right. And we're back to the top of the order. Hunter Ginther comes to the plate. He singled and scored his first time up. The 11th hitter this inning. And the pitch. Fouled away back to the backstop.
They go all the way over here.
No balls in a strike to Hunter Ginther. That pitch is low for a ball. Blocked by Timon.
While you're bringing it out.
Eli Rathke warming up down in the bullpen for the Cavaliers. Runner goes, fly ball out into left field. That one's deep, and that one's out of here. A two-run home run by Hunter Ginther. And that's home run number 2 on the season for Ginther. And Ryan Bemnister heads out to the mound, which means we will have a pitching change, and we'll get that all figured out right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
On the mound for the Cavaliers now is Eli Rathke. And take a quick look at Rathke's numbers. He has a 5-0 record with an earned run average of 4.23, but that's deceptively high. He's been doing very well with the exception of one outing that he had, and that one he didn't even take the loss because the Cavaliers came back and won it. For Dalton Steele, he went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 9 runs, 8 of which were earned on 7 hits and walked 1. And that pitch catches the outside corner for a strike to Nate Kent. Kent laid down a sacrifice bunt, but there was an error on the throw to first, and so he was safe. He did eventually come around and score. That pitch missed low for a ball. And the pitch. And that's a called strike on the outside corner. Here's the wind in the pitch. That was a bit inside. All the way back to the backstop. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And the Cavaliers are finally out of the inning. But they gave up 9 runs on 7 hits. There was 1 Cavalier error and nobody left on base. So we played an inning and it's the Bears 9, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years and I got my 3rd child who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Back here at Cinder City Park, heading into the top of the 2nd inning, and I've got a correction on those Dalton Steele numbers. He did give up 9 runs, but only 5 of which were earned. It was not 8, it was only 5 were earned. 2 up for the Cavaliers in the top of the 2nd is Cody Dayton, Brayton Tillman, and Cole Timon. Dayton steps to the plate, batting .314. And there's a strike called. And that's low for a ball. Ryan Flock on the mound for the Bears. Now has a bit of a cushion to work with. And there's a pop foul out of play.
Careful ball brought to you by Red Zone Sports Bar and Grill.
Flock takes the sign and delivers ground ball over towards short. Ginther picks it up, throws it to first, and they got him. It's going to bring up Brayton Tillman. Tillman comes into the game batting .324. Here's the pitch. That's outside corner for a strike. Flock winds and delivers. That was outside for a ball. And here's the 1-1 pitch. That's high for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch. That one's fouled back to the screen. And the count's even at 2-2. And the pitch. And that one got him on the sleeve. So Brayton Tillman heads on down to first after being hit by the pitch. It's going to bring up Cole Timon. Timon steps in batting .245. And there's a strike on the outside corner. And the 0-1 pitch. Check swing, and it's a ball. Flock delivers. And that was a ball. 2 balls and a strike. And foul back. And there's a ground ball over to second, flip to short for 1, throw to first, and they got him on a 4-6-3 double play. So the Cavs go down, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We've played an inning and a half, and it's the Eau Claire Bears 9, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
Yeah, I think one of the things us veterans are hoping for is soon the cabin will be built.
It's going to be amazing to be able to come to a place like this and stay at a cabin with amazing people, animals, a view, and get away from it all.
Country Haven Farms is fundraising to complete our cabin, giving Wisconsin veterans and their families a much-needed escape in the Northwoods. Donations of any amount are encouraged, and sponsorships are available at all levels. To make a donation or sponsorship, please visit our website or give us a call.
As we head into the bottom of the second inning, with the Cavaliers trailing 9-0, due up for the Bears is Drew Salyers, Jack Sandvik, and Blake Johnson.
Moving on for not about a second for the Eau Claire Bears. Center fielder is Spurs.
Salyer steps to the plate. He singled, the RBI single his first time up. And he pops that one out of play.
That from ball brought to you by Trimstone Surfaces.
No balls and one strike. And there's a ground ball foul down the third base line. That pitch missed inside. Ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That was low and away. Ball 2. Counts all even to Drew Salyers. And the pitch is delivered. That's low. Counts full. Eli Rathke on in relief. Shakes off one sign. Now he starts his motion and delivers. And that's in the dirt. Gets all the way back to the screen, and Salyers is on first. That's going to bring up Jack Sandvik. He hit an RBI single his first time up. Runner on first. Nobody out. And Rathke's pitch is down low. It gets away from Timon. And down to second goes Salyers. And Rathke delivers. That one missed low. 2 balls and no strikes. And the pitch, it's outside. 3-0 is the count.
Speak here.
Rathke delivers. That's outside for ball 4. Salyers heads over to third because the ball went all the way back to the screen. And Ryan Page is going out to have a chat at the mound. One of the assistant coaches for the Cavaliers may have seen something out there in Rathke's delivery. Page gives him a couple pats and heads back to the dugout. So the Bears have runners on the corners with nobody out.
Johnson.
Blake Johnson steps up. He drew a walk and scored a run back in that marathon first inning. That one's down low.
Clear the mechanism.
Rathke looks in and delivers. And a strike called on the outside corner. Johnson checked his swing, but it was still a strike. Rathke fires. Check swing. And they say he went. A ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch.
There's a pop-up out into left field. It's going to fall in. One run's going to come in and score. Little Texas leaguer by Blake Johnson out into left field. Drives in a run. As Salyers comes in to score. Still nobody out. Runners at first and second now because Sandvik's at second. Johnson at first and Jim Till, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. And there's a foul down the first base side. And a swing and a miss for strike two. Throw it on to second, and I think they got him. They did. So Johnson's caught stealing. Sandvik went to third, and we now have no balls and 2 strikes to Jim Till with 1 out. Rathke delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's the second strikeout for Rathke today. Brings up Tyler Plitzner. Hit an RBI single his first time up. Actually, when a team scores 9 runs in 1 inning, the better question is who didn't hit an RBI single? And that one's high for a ball. Two balls, no strikes. Just missed outside, 3-0. And the pitch, that's high for ball 4. Third walk given up this inning by Rathke. It's going to bring up Joe Holling. And Holling hit a 2 RBI single his last time up. And a chopper foul down the third base line.
Yeah.
No balls and a strike to Joe Holling. That one's out in front of Timon, and down to second goes Plitzner. That pitch is low. Blocked by Timon. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 2 on. And the pitch. It's outside. Count is now full to Joe Holling. And there's a soft liner out into left field. 1 runs in. Here comes a second run in to score. Throw coming to the plate. It's not going to be in time. So Holling gets an RBI single to left.
Then he went to second on the throw. And 2 RBI. And Ryan Bemnister heads out to the mound, and that's going to do it for Eli Rathke. And we'll figure out who's in right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
Colfax High School football action is coming your way on NLWN-2. Coming up on Friday, August 23rd, the Colfax Vikings will travel to Whitehall High School to take on the Whitehall North. Coverage begins at 6:40 p.m. with Viking preview. That's live Colfax Viking football on Friday, August 23rd on NLWN-2.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Hi. I'm your retirement fear. But don't be scared. You're still in pre-retirement.
Does that mean I have more time to plan?
Precisely. Here, this is pretirement.org.
Retirement savings options? Potential tax breaks?
Move.
This isn't scary. I'm doing it.
You got this.
Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
My name is Teresa Barber.
All right, on the mound now for the Cavaliers is Tyson Woodcock, trying to settle the fire down a little bit as the Cavs are trailing 12-0 in the second inning. And that first pitch is fouled off out of play to Tyler Astrike.
Temple Ball brought to you by AJM Automotive Services.
Woodcock delivers, swing and a miss for a strike. We're only in the second inning, so we have more work going on down in the bullpen for the Cavaliers. Well, maybe they're just down there ready for more work. There's a pitch that's outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Tyler Astrike. And we have time called.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch. Strike called. So, for the Bears, they picked up 3 runs on 2 hits. There were no Cavalier errors and 1 left on base. So we've played 2, and it's the Bears 12 and the Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
Colfax High School football action is coming your way on NLWN-2. Coming up on Friday, August 23rd, the Colfax Vikings will travel to Whitehall High School to take on the Whitehall North. Coverage begins at 6:40 p.m. with Viking preview. That's live Colfax Viking football on Friday, August 23rd on NLWN-TV.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
I've always been told I gotta be strong. Thick skin, tough as nails. But to be everything for everybody, it wears on you. Black don't crack, they say. But it can. We all can. Reach out to a friend if you see them going through it. No matter who you are, being vulnerable is what makes us whole. Learn how to help at seizetheawkward.org.
Leading off for the Cavaliers is Carson Windeshausen. Windeshausen comes into the game batting .231, and that pitch is inside for a ball. He's the extra hitter today. And that pitch is inside. 2 balls. As Ryan Flock is on the mound. He's getting plenty of rest between innings. Swing and a miss on one that was just off the plate outside. Two balls and a strike. And the 2-1 pitch. And he chops that one back to the mound. Flock picks it up, throws it over to first, and it's in time. That's going to bring up Trenton Palmer.
Batting ninth for the Cavaliers, number 22, right fielder Trenton Palmer.
Palmer comes into the game batting .214. And that pitch is high and away for a ball. Now, because this is scheduled as a 7-inning game, that pitch is high for ball 2. The 10-run rule comes into play after 5 innings. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back into the screen. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. We're in the top of the third. And the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. So Palmer goes down swinging. That's the first strikeout by Ryan Flock.
44.
Brings up Jerome Delikowski. And Delikowski batting .176. And that pitch is low for a ball. And an outside pitch. Well, evidently one of those was a strike. A ball and a strike. And Delikowski fouls one away. 1-2 is now the count. There's the pitch. That's outside. And the pitch. Foul back into the screen. And there's a soft hit ground ball down the first base line, picked up by Sandvik, and he takes it himself for the third out of the inning. So for the Cavaliers, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've played 2.5, and it's the Bears 12, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
To get your lawn or garden to perform like you want, you first need to know about your soil. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 715-586-1302. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for the Chippewa Valley.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ballgame.
It's Chippewa River Baseball League playoff time, and the Cavaliers will open playoff action on Wednesday, July 31st at John Soine Field in Osseo, Wisconsin, when they take on the Osseo Merchants. Join us on NLWN-TV as we bring you all the action of this Chippewa River Baseball League playoff game. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:30 p.m., followed by live play-by-play action. That's the Cavaliers in the CRBL playoffs on NLWN-TV on Wednesday, July 31st.
So Tyson Woodcock's on the mound for the Cavaliers after he came in to get the final out of the second inning.
20.
And leading off for the Eau Claire Bears, the bottom of the order, Vinny Fonte. Fonte singled to right field. Little Texas leaguer, right? It found fair territory just down the line. That first pitch was a called strike at the knees. Woodcock winds and fires. Check swing. Strike called on the outside corner. 0-2 for Tyson Woodcock pitching to Vinny Fonte. And the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's strikeout number 2 for Tyson Woodcock. Back to the top of the order, Hunter Ginther, who hit a 3-run home run his last time up. He's also singled and scored, so he's got a 2-hit day going for him. That pitch is inside. And the pitch inside, ball 2. Woodcock trying to keep it in on the hands of Ginther. Here's the pitch. That was low and away. See if we can get him to chase one. 3-0 is the count. And the pitch. Chopper foul. 3 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into left field, falls in for a hit. So Ginther has a 3-hit day. It's going to bring up Nate Kent.
Right fielder, Nathan Kent.
Kent reached on he laid down a sacrifice bunt, but there was an error on the throw to first, so he was safe. And then he also struck out his second time up. Pitch is a little bit low for a ball. Runner on first, 1 out. And the pitch. That's inside for ball 2.
Woodcock looks in. He shakes off one side. He likes that one. And the pitch. Strike called right on the outside edge. He painted the black with that one. 2 balls and a strike. Woodcock takes the sign and delivers. That's a bit outside. 3-1's now the count. And the pitch. And it's ball 4. So Kent has drawn a walk. And that's going to bring up Drew Salyers, who singled his first time up and drew a walk his second time up. He's got an RBI and scored a run. Woodcock delivers. There's a strike at the letters. No balls and a strike. High pop into right field. Backing up is Cody Dayton. He makes it just at the edge of the infield. 2 down. With 2 runners on. Ginther is on second. Nate Kent on first. And Jack Sandvik coming to the plate. Sandvik singled and walked. And there's a line shot right into the glove of Xavier Bemnister, who made a leaping catch at third base. And holy cow, the Bears don't score anything that inning. They get no runs, 1 hit. There were no errors, and 2 were left on base. So we've played 3, and it's the Bears 12, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
Royal Credit Union's low rates and flexible terms on auto loans can help keep your payments low. Get a great rate on your next car or truck purchase, or refinance an existing vehicle with an auto loan from Royal Credit Union. Royal also offers loans for buying or refinancing boats, UTVs, and other vehicles. Royal Credit Union wants to help keep your payments low. Check rates and apply for a Royal Credit Union vehicle loan online at rcu.org/autorate. Subject to credit approval.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
And we're back here at Cinder City Park in Altoona, and the Cavaliers have dug an awfully deep hole in game 1. 12-0, the Eau Claire Bears with the lead over the Cavaliers. Ryan Flock on the mound for the Bears. He's gone through the lineup once, and leading off for the Cavaliers in the top of the 4th inning is Caden Erickson.
The shortstop.
He's got the only hit for the Cavaliers so far, and that was a double. Out to center field. Flock winds and delivers, and there's a fly ball out into left center field, drifting back. They're at the wall, making the catch is Salyers. Erickson gave it a ride, but it just stayed in the park. That's going to bring up Xavier Bemnister, who popped out to right field his last time up. And there's a strike on the outside corner.
Ball and a strike to Xavier Bemnister. The 1-1 pitch. That's outside. 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a miss. Counts even at 2-2. And the pitch. And it's a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. And strike 3 called. Bemnister turned around and gave Paul Osman a look like, you got to be kidding me, but and had a couple words for him. Brings up Cade Mueller. Mueller grounded into a fielder's choice. His first time up. And a shot down the third baseline. Bounces over the glove of the third baseman. Mueller get credit for a hit on that because it took a bad hop. That'll bring up Sam Knickerbocker. And he flew out to center field. Wind is blowing straight out to center field. There's a high fly ball to right field, drifting back and making the catch right in front of the fence is Nate Kent. So the Cavaliers go down in the 4th with no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left.
Eau Claire Cavaliers.
So we've played 3.5, and it's the Bears 12, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ballgame.
It's Chippewa River Baseball League playoff time, and the Cavaliers will open playoff action on Wednesday, July 31st at John Soini Field in Osseo, Wisconsin, when they take on the Osseo Merchants. Join us on NLWN-TV as we bring you all the action of this Chippewa River Baseball League playoff game. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:30 p.m., followed by live play-by-play action. That's the Cavaliers in the CRBL playoffs on NLWN-TV on Wednesday, July 31st.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my 3rd child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
What you think for the Eau Claire Bears?
And we head into the bottom half of the 4th inning. Chevy Tollefson is coming in to hit for Blake Johnson. And the first pitch is outside for a ball from Tyson Woodcock. Paul Osman had some words for the Cavalier dugout. Swinging and a miss for a strike. There's the pitch. Fouled off on the right side, out of play.
That ball watched by Track and Tracker.
Ball and 2 strikes to Chevy Tollefson. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's strikeout number 3 for Tyson Woodcock. Brings up Jim Till. Till was hit by the pitch and struck out. One of the few Bears with a hitless day.
And he fouls that one in the dirt. Timon's a little slow to get back up after that. He's going to walk it off. So, no balls and one strike. And there's a fly ball out into center field. It's going to fall in.
Baseman Tyler Plitzner. Big one.
There's the pitch.
Oh.
And there's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. To Tyler Plitzner. And it's inside. Two balls and a strike. And that one's fouled back into the screen. Counts even at 2-2. And the pitch. Check swing. And he did not go. Call was appealed out to Rick Beyer on the bases, and he said, nope, did not go. 3-2. And ball 4.
The extra hitter, Joe Holling. Because you say it out your right. Sorry.
Thank you.
And there's a strike called to Joe Holling. 2 runners on. And he chops it foul down the third base line. We're in the bottom of the 4th. And the pitch. That was high. Ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Strike 3 called. So 2 down. Brings up Taylor A strike. No, it's not.
For 5, Josh. Just playing it. Holling.
Josh Holling is coming to the plate to bat for a strike.
And the pitch. High pop foul. Moving over his Bedminster, but it's out of play. No balls and a strike. 2 down. Woodcock at the belt. And he delivers. That's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And there's a fly ball out to right field. Foul. Just foul. This is Josh Holling at the plate. Woodcock at the belt, and he delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So for the Bears, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. And we've played 4, and it's the Bears 12, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
C&K Construction is your source for high-quality concrete and construction work in the Chippewa Valley. Established in 2014, C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls is a leading concrete contractor proud to serve Eau Claire, Altoona, Menominee, and surrounding areas. Specializing in concrete construction, excavating, flatwork poured walls, and much more, they're right for all of your concrete needs. Call C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls at 715-559-1335.
Ready for a better way to bank? Switch to Royal Credit Union. Royal Credit Union is a financial co-op, not a corporation, so we return earnings to our members. That means you get low or no fees for account services and better rates on deposits and loans. You'll also have all the digital tools you need at your fingertips, so managing your account is easy. Royal is ready to help you discover the credit union difference. Switch to Royal Credit Union today at rcu.org/difference. Insured by NCUA.
Cody Dayton at the plate for the Cavaliers. New pitcher for the Bears is Lukes. J.R. Lukes. And the pitcher's a called strike to Cody Dayton. A ball and a strike. Strike 2 called. Staying in to play left field is Josh Holling. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Catcher drops it. Throw down to first, and it almost pulled the first baseman Sandvik's foot. But they get the throw down there to complete the strikeout. Brayton Tillman coming to the plate. He was hit by the pitch to get on first.
Brayton Tillman.
12-0, the Cavaliers behind. First of 2 that are scheduled for today. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Counts even at 1-1. And the pitch. That's high. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 pitch. There's a grounder foul down the first baseline.
Right, winning ticket for 250.
By the way,
04.
there were some games played yesterday in the CRBL that we didn't have a chance to mention in the pregame show. Tilden Tigers defeated Cadott 12-2. Jim Falls Sturgeons. And there's a fly ball out into center field, moving over Salyers, and he makes a catch. So Cavaliers are down to their final out. This will be Cole Timon, grounded into a double play his last time up. Jim Falls Sturgeons beat the Bloomer Woodticks 14-0, and it was the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks over the Beef River Bullfrogs 13-10 in CRBL action yesterday. As the CRBL is wrapping up its regular season today. That first pitch time is high. And the pitch. Ground ball over to third, picked up by Plitzner, throw to first, and that's it. So we're going to have a very abbreviated version of Talking Baseball, I believe. Let me just double check.
Found the fifth, no runs, no hits, no errors.
Yeah, that's so we'll have our
score. Game 1, Eau Claire Bears 12.
We'll have a very abbreviated version of Talking Baseball, and then we'll take a break and get ready for Game 2 on NLWN-TV.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
Yeah, I think one of the things us veterans are hoping for is soon the cabin will be built.
It's going to be amazing to be able to come to a place like this and stay at a cabin with amazing people, animals, a view, and get away from it all.
Country Haven Farms is fundraising to complete our cabin, giving Wisconsin veterans and their families a much-needed escape in the Northwoods. Donations of any amount are encouraged, and sponsorships are available at all levels. To make a donation or sponsorship, please visit our website or give us a call.
You've been watching Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV. This copyrighted presentation has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network in conjunction with the Eau Claire Cavaliers and is intended for the enjoyment of the viewing and listening audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in any form without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and the Eau Claire Cavaliers is prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball, with a look back at today's game.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Time now for Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
And we're back here at Cinder City Park in Altoona, and Cavaliers dropped the opener of this twin bill by a score of 12-0 to the Eau Claire Bears. Bears had 12 runs on 11 hits. They committed 1 error, left 5 on base. And the Cavaliers had no runs on 2 hits. They committed 1 error and left 2 on base. Winning pitcher in game 1 was Ryan Flock. It'll move his record to 4-2. And the losing pitcher was Dalton Steele, and that will move his record to, to 1-3. And from what I understand, we are going to have a ceremony to recognize Dave Strzok from the Eau Claire Bears, and we're going to stick with you for that, and then we will do our switching things around, and we will have an episode of Life of the Umpire before Game 2 starts. And I just saw that Blake Johnson kind of indicated, are we ready to do this? And I believe so. And so we're going to kind of keep things ready to roll here. And so now Dave Strzok is coming out towards home plate.
Would you please direct your attention to home plate and join us in welcoming former Bears manager Scott Biederman and Chevy Tollefson. And I thought our current manager Blake Johnson was going to be out there. And our guest of honor, Mr. Dave Strzok. Hey, I got a message from Reed Pekka, former Eau Claire Bear manager. He says, hey, Dave, I wish I could be there to recognize you because you deserve it so much. You are the epitome of a Bear. Nobody put in more time and effort to the program than you. From the Bears being established to now, you have been the constant factor and the reason for so much of our success and consistency for so many years. It's been a pleasure working with you and playing for you. We've had some great times. I wish you the best in your baseball retirement. You gave so much to the sport, Eau Claire baseball, and so much to the Eau Claire Bears program. The Eau Claire Bears are forever ever indebted to you. And then this is from, thanks, Rito. And this one's from all of us, all of the Eau Claire Bears. The Eau Claire Bears would like to thank everyone for attending today's game. It's awesome to see so many members of the Eau Claire Bears family gathered here for this special occasion. We're here to honor a man who has been the heartbeat of our beloved Bears program for 27 unforgettable CRBL seasons. A man whose dedication, passion, and unforgettable personality have left an indelible mark on all of us who've been part of the Bears family. He has helped build the legacy of the Eau Claire Bears from the ground up. We speak, of course, about none other than the captain, Dave Strzok. Coach Strzok is more than just a coach. He's an institution, a legend, and an inspiration. For nearly 3 decades, he has poured his heart and soul into this team. He helped transform it from a brand new franchise into a force to be reckoned with. More importantly, he has transformed the lives of countless players, guiding them not in the intricacies of baseball, but in the intricacies of life. From the very first pitch to the final inning, Coach Strzok's passion for the game has been nothing short of infectious. His dedication is evident in his every action. He was one of the first people here and the last to leave. Dave has purchased hundreds of bags of ice. He supplied thousands of cups. The water jug is always full. Any need for towels, ibuprofen, bandages, or ice, just ask Dave, it's in his bag. If we need someone to throw a pregame batting practice, which he did today, and take his position field,
We got a pole
Dave's the
running
man
right
to do
through the
it,
guy they're on.
even in his 60s. He has shown us the Bears are not just a team, but a family and a brotherhood. Dave would also bring brightness to your day, that infectious smile that you can all see out there right now, and a mischievous laugh to light up the darkest of dugouts. Whether we're celebrating a hard-fought victory or grappling with a challenging loss, Coach Strzok's smile always reminded us of the joy and love he has for the game and for his players. His smiles provided comfort, encouragement, and a sense of unity. Of course, we cannot talk about Coach Strzok without mentioning those legendary outbursts of anger, the ones that came during those tough games when things just weren't going our way. The moments filled with fiery passion and unfiltered emotion that have become stuff of legend. The kick of the dirt, the smack of the fence, some choice words which you can't say right here and now. They're very memorable. Not just because of their intensity, but because they showed us how much he cared. Those outbursts were never about frustration alone. They were a testament to his boundless commitment to this team and his relentless drive for excellence. Coach Dave Strzok, you have been more than a mentor to your players. You have been a father figure, a friend, and a guiding light. Your influence extends far beyond the baseball diamond. Your legacy is not just in the wins and losses, but in the lives you've touched, the friendships we've built, and the tradition you have built within the Bears organization. You always will be the heart of the Eau Claire Bears baseball team. After roughly 700 total Bears games, we honor you today. We celebrate not just a remarkable career, but a remarkable man. Thank you for your years of dedication, your passion for the game, your unforgettable personality, and most of all, for being the heart and soul of this team. So here's to you, the captain, Dave Strauch. We hope to carry on the legacy and tradition of the Eau Claire Bears that you built over the last 27 years for many more years to come. Thank you, Dave.
And we're back here as they dishonor Dave Strauch. And you're going to have to log out of our YouTube channel real briefly as we reset our equipment for game 2. And you've been tuned to Talkin' Baseball on NLWN-TV.
You have been tuned to Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV will now have to leave the air briefly so we can reset our equipment to bring you Game 2 of today's doubleheader. Please close out of our channel on YouTube and come back in a few moments when you see that Game 2 is available. This is the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Make sure you come back real soon.